Hello Dragons, now you want to find out your points from the Cuban Revolution and the Bay of Pigs. Remember, don't just say Cuban Revolution, Bay of Pigs. That is not a point, that is our topics. So you need to ask yourself the question, how did the Cuban Revolution cause the Cold War, or how did the Bay of Pigs cause the Cold War? So I'm going to click onto the notes right here that I've shared with you. So we've got all these notes, all this background. You should have already looked through it. You should have already watched the video. And so now you need to think, what did Castro do in the Cuban Revolution that could have possibly caused the Cold War? And you should come up with some ideas like he made the Americans upset because they were worried that they were going to turn into communist, or you could come up with an idea of that Khrushchev was really excited because now he could possibly put bombs and things like that in Cuba, which makes it closer to the United States. And so you're going to think about that, but you do have to remember, once you've made that statement, you're going to take some of these facts and back up why you've made that statement. So the people are unhappy with the American influence. These are the reasons why Americans weren't happy. You're going to talk about how Castro overthrew Batista. You could talk about how Batista possibly, how he was very friendly with the United States. That made the United States upset. So you've got to take that fact and link it to, you've got to take that statement and link it to the facts. Okay, then you also need to come up with a topic about maybe about the Bay of Pigs. How did the Bay of Pigs cause the Cold War? So you can't just say Bay of Pigs, you have to say how it caused it. It showed that Castro was strong, it showed that the Soviets would help, it showed that the Americans would do anything in order to stop Castro. So you have to think of things like that, then you explain by the facts of the Bay of Pigs. So if that helped you, just to review, the revolution, you could say something like how America was upset, how Batista was gone and Castro took over, so they're becoming more communist. That could be a point. Another point could be how Khrushchev was excited that Castro was now becoming communist, so he had another friend. You could come up with something else. And for the Bay of Pigs, you could come up with something like how Russia was excited that, again, that they had the friend and what they could do and how they could help. That maybe is not so good for this one, but how the United States was upset, how they would do anything, how they would send the troops in. Or you could talk about how Castro really, showed how strong he was by having the facts be leaked to him and how he had the troops are and how he humiliated people. Okay, I hope that helped.